So howdy YouTube, howdy world, George Bush pimps at ya. Video from my old bud Nats and the Pizza. Now Nats and the Pizza has a great point. When you have a grown, almost 48-year-old man stating that he doesn't let his children have liquids after 5 p.m. so that he doesn't have to change diapers in the morning. So that's 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. that he doesn't allow his children anything to drink. It's 15 hours. 15 hours Von Helton deprives his children of liquid. Now take into account that he doesn't feed his children overnight, so he doesn't have to change the diapers. And he recommends to other parents who don't like changing diapers that you don't give your children any liquids at all. Now let's also take into account the fact that I'm certain these children don't go to bed at 5. You know how I'm certain that these children don't go to bed at 5 or are in a sleep mood for those fucking 15 hours? It's because Von Helton will wake them up and put them on camera at 4 a.m. in the morning. Look at this thing! Look! Oh, there's Happy! Baby's doing this. So, for 15 hours of the day, when they are not asleep, Von Helton does not allow his children to drink, so he doesn't have to change the diapers. Now, I would assume this goes for food as well, if they're past the teething phase and they're starting to take the Gerber food kind of stuff. I'm assuming they're not allowed that as well, because that would result in same said dirty diapers you'd have to change in the morning. And we all know that Von Helton, though a nurse's aide for 20 years, you know, has to have a moist towelette because he has such a weak gag reflex because the Punisher is so tough. But think about that for a minute. We've got infants being deprived of sustenance overnight so that a lazy man doesn't have to change diapers. Now let's look at that in the light of truth. Von Helton doesn't have to change any diapers. He sits there and tells us while he's staying up on blog TV until 5 a.m. in the morning that it's because they take shifts. Von Helton's sitting up with them in the night. Andrea sits up with them during the day. Who fucking believes that for an instance? Because every time they scream and cry and holler, Andrea has to wake up at night while Von finishes his blog TV show and take care of the kids. Yeah. And you don't want to have to change diapers in the morning. Yeah. There are 19-year-old girls out there right now working 2 jobs with 3 kids, no government assistance, doing a better job than you do with 2 people, no job, having all day to sit with those children. You know what would happen if I had 3 babies in my house? You'd see my ass maybe once a week. I would never be in no blog TV. I'd be sitting there playing and reading to my kids. I'd be over there right now, oh, my babies, oh. I damn sure wouldn't be up at 4 a.m. in the morning on someone's blog fucking TV. I can't imagine what would happen if when I was a kid I wasn't allowed food or drink for 15 hours out of my waking day. Imagine what it would be like if you were a baby. No one's reading to you, putting you on display for internet shows, showing you off to a bunch of weirdos at 4 a.m. in the morning. You were asleep and you're baby dreams, baby dreams, baby dreams. Remember the thing that came out of the swamp in Legend and was like, ooh, he eats it? That's Von Helton. That's totally what his face reminds me of. The monster from Legend comes and wakes you up. Man, we're gonna come in here and get you on a blog TV. Picks you up like this. Your shoulders go into your ears. And you're like this, and he's just carrying you around out in front of him like, don't fucking touch me, don't touch me, and your baby's all, Here comes some key issues into play here, okay? We see this every day, and we know that it's wrong. What about the people that are living there? What about Andrea, who's too dumb to speak up to her husband and say, no, this is how it's supposed to be done? She actually thinks all this is okay. She thinks Von's right. CPS has wrongfully scarred her and she won't be allowed to keep any kids anymore because the trolls had her marked for life. But even better so, there is one completely sane and capable person in that household who knows better and should be doing something about this. Whether they tried to before and failed or not, they should be interactively going into that house and taking those children out of there themselves. Or depriving Von and Andrea of a place to live. And without a place to live, you know CPS ain't going to let anybody keep any kind of kids. It's on you, Mrs. Helton. On you. You've let your son act this way. He's almost 50 years old and you're still letting him act this way. When's it going to come to point? Who was responsible for beating this motherfucker as a kid? What I want to know. Was it Irvin's job? Was it Irvin Jr.'s job? It's on you, Miss Helton. It is on you. Those children are not being fed for 15 hours out of the day. You know that's wrong. Those children aren't being taken care of properly. You know that's wrong. I said it. Those children are outright being exploited by Von Helton for his YouTube partnership and AdSense and blog TV shows and his popularity. They're not being talked to. They're not being taught. They're not being taken care of properly. As anybody with a GED and a blog TV account can see. It's on you, Mrs. Helton. I think you've let this go on quite long enough. And if you really are the troll and the mean bitch that Vaughn says you are, well, you troll and be a mean bitch and show that piece of shit exactly what it is he's supposed to be doing and how you take care of a child, unless you don't know any better yourself.